Hello, just got in from a very frustrating night at the Emirates Stadium. Arsenal 0, Leicester 1. Felt absolutely inevitable, didn't it? Once Jamie Vardy came off the bench that he would score. He did score. Perfectly played, sucker punch from Leicester, lulled us in, got us on the counter-attack. We walked right into it, to be honest. And I think it's almost even more frustrating because I was quite encouraged by what I saw in the first half. I was hoping this would be a really positive night for Arsenal. As it turns out, more of the same, really. Similar questions being asked about our attacking game, our lack of cohesion, should we say, going forward. Mikel Arteta changed it tonight. He changed the shape. He went to something more like a 4-3-3. Partey in there alongside Xhaka and Ceballos. I think that's an important progressive step. It's something that needed to happen. And I was encouraged by the early signs on that front. Kieran Tierney was free to get forward a lot more. He was overlapping, swinging some good crosses. Lacazette, had the goal chalked off for offside against Xhaka. I thought that was a little bit harsh. Missed an absolute sitter as well. I must say, I really thought it was a bad night for him. He was just sort of colliding with defenders, sort of playing a bit like a kind of old 1980s target man at times, but he doesn't really have the power or the physicality to do that job. Surprised he stayed on the pitch. I think he stayed on the pitch until the final whistle, which I really thought was surprising given the paucity of his performance. But nevertheless, I thought there were some positive signs in the first half. In the second half, they all evaporated and Arsenal looked bereft of ideas. They clearly were trying to overload on the flanks, but didn't ever get there in any substantial way. It was honestly a performance that made me yearn for the Unai Emery tactic of, Iwobi and Mkhitaryan playing in Bellerin and Kolasinac on the overlap. God, we got absolutely sick of it and it didn't work enough, but at least there was kind of a coherent plan there. And I must say, I've slightly lost touch with what it is Mikel Arteta is trying to do with his team on the attacking front. I do still believe Arsenal have got a very gifted coach and someone who's really changed the culture around the club, but there are problems on the pitch. And maybe those problems are kind of inevitable because he came in and he turned this team into a certain thing. He made this team a team that could stay in games, that could play kind of like an effective mid-table counter-attacking team against the big sides, and we got some great results off the back of that. There was belief in that way of playing, but now a transition is required, and it doesn't happen overnight. Arsenal don't go from becoming a team that's prepared to not have possession, to sit deep and hit teams on the counter-attack, not unlike what Leicester did today, to one that can dominate possession and break down a low block. It just hasn't, maybe it could happen overnight. It hasn't happened overnight and it isn't. And what we're left with right now is a team that's sort of not quite one thing or the other. And I think that's why it's hard to see what the plan is. And it's not great fun to watch. If tonight had ended 0-0, I sort of would have chalked it up to, we should have taken our chances in the first half. We were interrupted by injury when Luiz and Saka went off. But we changed the system. It was a little bit more adventurous. It's a step in the right direction. When you lose the game, it never feels like that. And, results determine narrative, results determine how you feel. And ultimately, it doesn't feel good, does it, to lose? I think Mikel Arteta will be bitterly disappointed because this is an important game, probably, for Arsenal's league standing. Leicester are kind of one of our immediate rivals, aren't they? But it'll take some solace from the fact that this is a crazy Premier League and results are going all over the place. So maybe we can turn it around. One of the hallmarks of this Premier League is that there's been a lot of goals in it, but not a lot of goals in this Arsenal team. I liked the shift to three in midfield. I didn't like Aubameyang on the right. As you know, I don't really mind him on the left as much as some. I don't like him on the right. Never have. Don't think it works. I'm amazed Lacazette stayed on as long as he did, playing like that. I know we were chasing it by the end, but he did not have a good night. Food for thought. Not a great evening for Arsenal. I just hope you didn't pay for it if you're in the UK. I hope you didn't pay the pay-per-view. It would be a very disappointing way to spend £15. You could have so many Mars bars for that. Delicious. I've got no commercial affiliation, but everyone likes a Mars bar, don't they? Right, I've got to go. Bye.